you get distracted while you're trying to study? Me too, even still. But I'm gonna make a video about things that have helped me be more productive and less distracted. I'm Emily, and this is my monologues. Hi everybody. For the second years, it's the start of board season. If you're in your first year, you still got tests. So I thought I'd make this video about things that I do when I'm hardcore studying and I need to focus. One of the major things you can do to help yourself is to delete your distraction apps. For me, that was TikTok. I deleted Facebook. Things you just automatically go to when you pick up your phone. You can always reinstall them when you're done, but deleting them is something I know I did, some other people did too. It saved me actually a lot of time. Something else I did that saved me some distractions is I would literally physically put my phone over on my husband's desk. And he was working from home at the time, so it made more sense then. But then if I wanted to look at my phone, I literally have to get up and go over, and he'd be like, so it just helped keep me accountable a little bit more, and I use my phone and check my phone way less. Don't start your day off doing emails. Save it for a break or the end of your day, but emails, and I don't always follow this rule, sometimes I check my emails, but sometimes they can take longer than you expect them to, so don't start your day off with them. When I was starting to study for boards, I had unrealistic expectations as to how many questions I could do in a day. So my next tip is kind of to set realistic expectations. For example, I found out, so I did a lot of my questions on tutor mode instead of, what's the other one called, like exam mode, which I don't necessarily recommend, but that's how I did it. And I sat down and I literally timed myself doing a question. And that's not just the question, that's the question plus reading the explanation. I think that I lost a lot of time in reading the explanations. And that sounds like not a bad thing, but when it takes away from reading or getting to more questions, it actually ended up costing me some time. The next thing I would recommend is to actually calculate how much time you need to do the questions you think you're gonna do, or vice versa. So let's do an example. Say I want to allot 5 hours to studying today, multiplied by 60 for 60 minutes, and say I take 5 minutes to do a question. And that means, this is like an example if I was doing it on tutor mode. So 5 minutes includes doing the question and then reading the explanation, making sure like I really get it, which is kind of generous. So that leaves me only enough time to do 60 questions. 60 questions during board studying might be what you're going for, but if it's not, then you need to either do your questions faster or give yourself more time to study. This is all to say that you can kind of set realistic expectations based on how fast you're going, because if you are taking longer to do the questions and you get to the end of the day and you've only done 60 questions but you want to do 100, it can be discouraging when you're in the thick of board studying. So this tip helps you set realistic expectations for yourself. If you are in a study period where, let's say you want to study for like 45 minutes and then, or let's say 50 minutes, and you have a 10-minute break. If distractions or things come up during that 50 minutes that you feel the need to focus on, just put a sticky note next to where you're working and write it down so that during the break you can do whatever that thing is. I think that the action of like physically writing it down helps me at least put it out of my mind so that I can focus on what I'm reading. I know it's a short video, but hopefully helpful. If you use any of these tips and they help you, let me know in the comments. If you have questions about how I studied for boards in general or anything else, let me know. Happy studying!